around on the green bays of home here in Newport. Joe Johnson alongside me. What do you reckon, Joe? Do you think home support will spur him on this week?
I like that one. The green bays of home. Yes, I'm sure it will help, and he needs some help, Mark Williams, because he has been out of form of late. Had 2 bad wins in the Masters and the last tournament in Germany. But this is just the kind of tournament that could see him regain his form. This was the first ranking event he ever won, so I'm sure he'll try and get himself up for this one. His opponent, Chuang, is right on the verge of the 48. He's number 48, so it's important that he stays below that number so he doesn't have to play that extra qualifying match. We're all playing for something.
It's been a good day for China so far. 2 matches we've had. Both had Chinese winners, Ding Junhui and Liang Wenbo. Of course, yesterday it was Chinese New Year, the year of the snake. You can see first of 4 goes through to the round 1 proper. This is the last 64. It's a little convoluted because, as I say, 8 matches have been held over from the round that was played at the qualifiers. Liu Chang, I think, is a dangerous player. He's one of only a handful of 17-year-olds to have played at the Crucible, qualified in 2008 at the age of 17, again last year, when in fact he played Williams, was beaten 10-6.
Great pot. Yes, and that was when Mark Williams was playing with a bit of confidence. So he played well against him. As we look at this great pot again, that's going to give him lots of confidence. And look where the cue ball is. He didn't play that cue ball back into baulk. Well, I've got a feeling he played for the red to the left of the pink, but he's on the one just above the black. A little shake of the head, which means he did play for the other one. Where the cue ball is now, it's just colliding into the black, unless he plays it with really deep screw to try and avoid it. He'd be going close to the pocket then. Maybe better trying to play the half ball cannon. Couldn't have played it any better. Now, if the red is just to the left of the spot, which it is, black spot's held, that red should be able to go to the left corner. Black will go as near to its spot as it can directly behind the pink. So that red should go. I'm surprised he didn't play for it. I played for this red to the left corner. The black doesn't go into the right. So he may have to go up for the blue now, just making things a little bit more difficult for himself.
11. Well,
that's well short of pace, but easy enough to go in and out of baulk now. And we played to go into them.
17.
Not a bad attempt with all that right hand side on the cue ball, but just a safety now.
Chuang, 17.
So just 17 scored by Lu Chang. Yes, Mark Williams, he has just been struggling for confidence, which has always been something he's had in abundance. But German Masters was well beaten by Michael Holt in the last 32, 5-1. Masters, he did beat Matthew Stevens, but it wasn't much of a match. And then he lost out pretty heavily to Mark Selby, 6-1. First round of the UK Championship, lost to Mark King. So last few months, really since Shanghai in September when he reached the semi-finals, things just haven't really been going for him, although he's still 7th in the world, so it's not a deep crisis, but even so, he'd like to turn it round here on home soil.
Yes, and he's seen how quickly it can go, that ranking. He went right out of the top 16, out of the top 32, and then fought his way back, not only into the top 16, but #1 in the world. So he's done it before. He's such a great player, Mark Williams. Well, another good pot. This time from Mark Williams.
He's going to need another one, but it's encouraging if these are going in, because it's always been his great strength, his long game.
Well, that was a very difficult pot he knocked in there, David. And as you say, he's going to need another one. Close to the cushion. Just about dropped, but that will give him confidence.
8.
Two very good pots.
9.
Yes, that spiral down the rankings you mentioned, it was a little different then because the system was different. He didn't lose his top 32 ranking. Provisionally he did, but officially he didn't. So he still only had to play one qualifying match. It would be different now. Rankings changing after every tournament. He'd be right down in the mire. I think the concern for Mark, it's his age really. Next month he turns 38, so he's not in the first flush of youth anymore.
17.
Got a great touch round the table. One of my favourite players to watch when he's in full swing. Sometimes he can just tickle them a little too slowly.
22.
But a beautiful touch around the table. And this type of cloth
23.
and the speed of the table certainly suits his game. And there you just see he could have gone into the pack there with the insurance of that loose red, but preferred to leave it till the last red to go into them. Nudged a couple more open. And he plays a delightful game of snooker. Steve Davis used to do the same thing. Just take them out one at a time. Well, that's okay, as long as you do finish up with that angle on the last red.
38.
When he won the title for the first time in 1996, his highest break in the whole tournament was 76, and a couple of people said, well, he's won it, but will we see him win any more? Well, we certainly did. We saw him win plenty more. 18 world ranking titles in total, including, of course, 2 world titles.
39.
Well, this is more like the Mark Williams that we know.
$46. 47. 52. 53.
Well, these are only short matches, best of 7, so it's important to make a good start, but he does look very assured here, Williams. I'm sure he's been practising hard for this week.
Got in with a great red. Thin cut to the right corner. And then potted a very good black after it. Wasn't happy about something.
58.
going to need another red after this one.
59.
Yeah, and the two reds need some attention. Won't go to the left middle. I don't think they will. May go to the baulk corner. They will go to the right middle, but the pink is in the way. So it's the baulk corner. Just having a look at the scoreboard.
66.
Well, there you are. If he pots it, Lu Chang will need a couple of snookers. That's without the colour.
It's difficult to work it out sometimes when you're down there in the heat of the moment. Easy for us. Well,
Mark
just
Williams,
played that a little
66.
bit negatively, I thought. Although he only needed the red, and had he played for the black, he would have left a shot at this red for Lu Chang. But he just didn't look comfortable on that shot. That's a poor safety. Williams got the choice of the snooker or the pot. And that's where he needs to get his confidence, by just potting that vital ball, the one that he needs, the frame winning ball. Against the top player, this could be expensive.
1.
And of course, he's going to need high value colours off the last two reds. But the frame could have been over twice. Williams has twice had a chance to pot frame ball.
And not difficult pots, either of them. The one to the baulk corner probably easier. Well, this red in the baulk corner, no good to him really. Can't get on the black from there. Maybe just run up behind the black off the red by the left side cushion. Well, he's done superbly well to get to there. Didn't think he could do it. Full marks for that one.
Still needs this black in though.
Yeah, tough black. Just missed the green.
Well, this wouldn't be easy under any circumstances, but of course if he doesn't pot it, he needs snookers.
Yeah, it was never easy.
Chuang, 9.
But
So,
surely this is the first frame.
well, it's two snookers, isn't it? 40 in it, 35 on. But on another day, he could have cleared up there, and that would have really put Mark Williams under it, because he twice missed frame ball. Neither of them dead simple by any means, but even so.
Yeah, the ones that you expect Mark Williams to get, though, aren't they? Great player, twice world champion, as you said, and he would expect to get them, and that's the thing.
Well, it's like with Stephen Hendry towards the end. The great players are victims of their own success. They've been so good over the years that you just expect them to pot everything. And, of course, that's not always possible. And that's in.
1.
This Welsh Open has not been a happy hunting ground. down the years for the local players. Mark Williams, the only Welsh winner. His last victory was 14 years ago, so
7.
they're hoping something's going to happen this year. Ryan Day's already out. Got Matthew Stevens, Dominic Dale, Daniel Wells, Gareth Allen. So there's a few
10.
still left in, but I think all eyes are on this man. He's the man with the pedigree. He's the man with the titles. He's not the man with the form at the moment, but that can come back.
14.
Well, that was a nice exhibition shot from Mark Williams. Crowd liking that one.
14 and frame.
He's certainly going to get the support, isn't he? And he's made a good start. Breaker 66 didn't quite kill it off, but the frame is his now, so Mark Williams leads Lu Chang 1-0. Welcome back to Newport, day one of the Welsh Open. Lu Chang hoping to join his fellow Chinese, Ding Junhui and Liang Wenbo, in being victorious this morning. But he's trailing 1-0 to Mark Williams. On the other table, John Higgins leads Gareth Allen, the young Welsh amateur, 1-0. That's live this afternoon on Eurosport 2. Lu Chang beat another Chinese player, Chen Zi, 4-2 to qualify. Just a couple of days ago, the qualifying finished in Sheffield. The main casualty there was Ali Carter, because we saw him win that German Masters a week or so ago, but he was beaten in the qualifying, so he will not be here. Gerald Green beat him 4-2.
Yes, you're only as good as your last match, aren't you, nowadays? And this was very close from Mark Williams. Thought it was in.
I think it was a bit of a come down for Ali. You know, we were out there for the final, 2,500 people in the Tempodrome, and his next match was in a Sheffield cubicle, total audience 0. So it was completely different, and sadly for him, he missed out.
One.
Oh, hello.
Oh dear.
Wow, that's incredible.
Well, he was looking round for Mark to hold his hands up. And that could so easily have been 2-0.
Well, it's the Chinese New Year of the Snake, and this one just slithered in off the green. He's smiling. Mark Williams is kind of biting his finger in frustration.
Well, looking at the table there, he hadn't left anything. So, who knows? 4 or 5 shots down the line, he could be left in amongst the balls.
7.
Gotta try and stay positive. When you're sat in the seat, something's gone against you.
Eight.
Remember playing Cliff Wilson once, David, and there was 66 in front with 5 reds left. And I played him safe. He fluked a red to get in. Got 5 reds, 5 blacks, fluked the yellow. Got the yellow, green and brown and fluked the blue. I'm serious. Potted a terrific pink and finished nicely on the black, which was on the cushion behind the black spot. Rolled it in and left it over the pocket. So it didn't matter how many flukes he got. The end result was anything can happen. And you've just got to try and stay positive in your seat. I was pulling my hair out.
I was going to say, I'd love to have seen your face as he was fluking all these balls. Well, it's quite so easy to be philosophical when all that's happening.
That's a good recovery. Nice kiss on the red, which he played.
He was relegated from the tour when he was still a teenager. He got back on though, won the Asian Under-21 Championship, which is a very competitive event. And he's doing well. 48 in the world. That's good going. There's a lot of good players down in the qualifiers.
Yes, and this was the red to play for. This clears the pocket for the black to go into that right corner. Now it's just a matter of whether he dare play for the black or go up for the blue. Took no risks. Made sure he got the right side of the blue. Always better to be there rather than short on the blue. Can always come back down the table off one of the board colours. Now if you can just miss that red to the right of the pink spot. I prefer to play for this red to the right corner, and if he could have just got the gap of the pink spot, he would have a choice of 3 or 4 reds. Nothing wrong with playing for this one, except he'll have to go back up for the blue again. He must get the right side of it. Now, where's it going to finish?
No, Chuang, 22.
So 22 off of that fluke, and he was in a good position. This red is cuttable to the baulk corner, but it's also a good opportunity to play a good safety. Didn't have any side on the cue ball at all to stop it behind the green. Again, he pushes the red over that right corner. So the fluke that he got doesn't look to have done him any good.
One.
Well controlled.
Eight.
It was his long game at the Masters that I think we both thought, I'm sure he did as well, was poor by his standards.
Yeah, it could just be practice, you know, David. I remember him saying when he dropped out of the top 16 that he wasn't putting the work in, decided to work hard, and look at the result. Back to number 1 he went.
16.
It's not a game you can not work hard at.
Seventeen.
Just letting that one drift a little too far. Now he's got to play a fancy cannon. And this can go wrong. But it could also go right, and it couldn't have gone much better.
22.
Wasn't quite sure where the Reds were going to finish.
23.
Well, he's played for the brown. I'm surprised he's played for the brown there. Could so easily have played for the blue, and if he doesn't get the right side, he's on the brown. And that was just careless.
Mark Williams, 23.
Still, this is trouble for Chuang. Is it the hit and hope? It is. Oh, and he gets another.
One.
And he could be on the brown. How come we never saw that plant earlier?
One more. Five.
Well, he's left himself a real tricky red now. Got to go for it as well. Great recovery. Now he's got to dodge the yellow and the brown. Coming in now to balk. Don't think he's got the angle.
$13.
Well, that's not too bad. He's on a red.
$14. $19. $20.
Could have done with being straighter on this black, just to pull that cue ball straight back to the cushion. Now he's going to have to play it with a touch of left-hand side, bounce off the cushion. Well, I didn't think he could get that shot without coming across the table, dropping in behind them. And this is a tough red to the baulk corner if he decides to take it on. Oh, I thought he would have been going for the other red into the wide open pocket. Oh, good shot. Couldn't have played that one though. I was leaving the other red into the right middle. And again, he's got a similar shot to what he's just played a moment ago. Well, you saw him change his mind on the shot there. First he was going to run it, bounce off the cushion, then he was going to screw it. Decided to stun it. So 34 points in front. This red and the colour. Well, that fluked red from out of a snooker
35.
hasn't cost Mark Williams the frame yet.
One.
Nice angle on the pink to drop in behind the red. He's a bit strong.
7. Mark Williams 7.
This isn't going to go in the middle, is it? .27 points behind. Any colour would be enough. Good pot.
1.
Overhit that one.
3.
And now has to play this with a touch of right hand side to hold for the green. Good position on the green, that is. He could play it without the side and he'd have a much tougher green.
Mark Williams 5.
Well, it was never easy, but it was the first yellow that he potted that led to the trouble. Just the green required then for Liu Chang.
Yeah, it's one of those positions where, in Mark Williams's pomp, when he was World War I 10 years ago, you'd have put your house, next door's house on him clearing up there, but it just went wrong almost immediately. And it's frames like this, I think, that do dent the confidence. Because he knows he had his chance there.
7.
Yes, and he could also be thinking negatively about the two flukes that Liu Chan got in the middle of this frame.
12.
Well, ultimately, Liu Chang has won this frame because Mark Williams
18.
failed to make the most of two chances. First, when he was in, didn't get on a colour, and then there, with a chance to clear up, didn't take it. Liu Chang has made the most of it, and he draws level here at the Newport Centre at one frame all. It's first of 4 to reach the last 32 of this 2013 Bet Victor Welsh Snooker Open. 1-1. We'll be back with frame 3. That's after this break. It's a good crowd, isn't it? First afternoon of this tournament. It's well established. 1992, the first year. It was staged in Newport until 1999. It went to Cardiff and then it came back here in 2005, and it's been here ever since. Mark Williams first won in Newport 1996, again in Cardiff in 1999. He's 1-1 here with Lu Chang. On the other table, John Higgins leads Gareth Allen 2-0. That's going to, I suppose, expectations at the moment. Obviously Higgins a big favourite because Gareth Allen is a young amateur. It's a good afternoon actually to get to have a ticket, because after this match, what about this one? Mark Selby, the world #1, against Steve Davis, of course one of the all-time legends of the sport. And also on the other table, Matthew Stevens, Welsh favourite, against Alfie Burden. Tonight Judd Trump will play Mike Dunn, and then there's a all-Welsh affair on the other table, Dominic Dale against Daniel Wells. Well, Mark Williams may reflect he could, perhaps should have been 2-0 up, but it's 1-1. He's just waiting for Lu Chang to return into the arena. Very busy day here, busy week, with the 8 matches held over from the last 64. We get stuck into the last 32 tomorrow. The final is on Sunday. The first prize has gone up actually by 20,000 to 50,000.
Mark Williams.
Ding Junhui, the defending champion. Frame 3. Level at 1-1. Lu Chang hasn't had too far to travel. He's based at the Southwest Snooker Academy in Gloucester. He lives in a house with 3 other Chinese players, Yao Gudong, Tian Peng Fei, Chow Yu Peng. They all have their own particular role. He's the designated driver. Let's see if he can motor in this frame.
Certainly motored in the last one, didn't he? Caught it a little thick. Oh, but that was a nice angle on the middle pocket with the red. That's left Lu Chang in a little bit of bother. He would have had a pot on. So Mark Williams. It wasn't a bad safety, he just caught it a little thick, but it's earned him a chance.
One.
It is good to see such a big crowd in. As I say, Wales is a real snooker hotbed. It's produced so many top-class players down the years. Mark Williams is obviously very much near the top of the list. Ray Reardon, of course, 6 times world champion in the 1970s. Terry Griffiths, Doug Mountjoy, and so on and so on. There's plenty more on that list as well.
4.
Yes, I'll just mention a couple that probably won't be remembered as the all-time greats from Wales, but still great players. Alwyn Lloyd, never turned professional, but what a terrific player. And of course Cliff Wilson, never seen anything like it. That's how he used to advertise. You've never seen anything like it. Cliff Wilson, available for exhibitions.
Ten.
Cliff Wilson gave up playing for 15 years, and then his work side needed someone to make up the team and got his cue out, or maybe someone else's cue out, and took to it again, ended up turning professional, because of course when he originally played there was no real professional game to speak of.
That's right, and Ray Reardon actually said to me that he'd never seen anything like it. When they were both young together playing in Wales, he'd never seen anything like Cliff Wilson. And talk about fast. Yeah, they had some great players, Wales.
$16.
Pink spot not available, so back it goes at the back of the pack there. Trying to open the reds. It needs to come out of balk, and it's okay. That's worked out all right. bit unlucky to have knocked the pink out of that pack and pushed it next to the black. But he's still scoring. He's got to get the right side of the blue here.
21. 22.
Just overdone it. And just underdone that one. Played for the red above the black.
27.
And now he's going to be at full stretch. Just that little
27.
bit, couple of inches, that's all it was. Couple of inches and he'd have had an easy red. It's just too tight under the cushion. Had to put all of his concentration into the blue, which left this red short. Good pot.
1.
And open the black. And I've got a feeling he's going to have to go for this black. It's a tough one. But the safety is just as difficult. If it goes in, they're all there. If it doesn't, they're all there for his opponent. He's overcut it.
Chuang, 1.
So straight back in again, Mark Williams, with an easy chance, and he'll be disappointed if he doesn't win the frame from this leave.
1. 3. 4.
Well, he'll want to pot the black as soon as possible. It's stopping reds going in that pocket.
Nine. 10. 17. 18.
'Well, obviously the red to the right of the pink spot won't go to that right corner. So those three reds by the pink need some attention. Couldn't have worked out any better. Black and pink still available.
23. 24.
Well, this is more like it from Mark Williams. He's always been very good at dominating matches. He's pretty intimidating, the style of snooker he plays. Floating around the table as if he's not got a care in the world. This is frame ball.
32.
Yes, and he took the decision to go into those three reds, and I liked that because he was trying to win the frame at that visit. He could have took the other two reds, loose ones, but he needed one of those three.
He's always had, I think, a good attitude
48.
towards the game and towards life. His father was a coal miner, and when Mark was very young, he took him down the mine. And I think it was about then Mark decided he wanted to be a snooker player. Because that's tough work.
53.
And dangerous work as well. Well, a very
54
swift
for him.
54,
Mark
wasn't it?
Williams.
All from the black that Lu Chang overcut. Just signs that Mark Williams is starting to play well again. He leads here in Newport now by 2 frames to 1. Well, apologies that we missed the start of the frame, and as you can see, it's already gone wrong for Lu Chang. Trailing 3-1 here.
One.
Might not get another shot, no guarantee he will. This is the frame Williams needs to win it.
That misses the pink up now as well. So black on the cushion, pink in the pack.
Seven. 8.
And to hit that one, but it's not too bad. He's got the blue to the corner. It could have been worse, an inch slower, and he was in no man's land.
Thirty. $14. 19. 20. $25. 26.
Now this time he's got the right side of the blue, maybe just a little bit too far, but still got the chance to go into them if he wants to. And in a nice controlled way he played that one, played to the right hand side of the pack and
31.
knew he was pushing a red to the right corner, and you can count himself a little unfortunate he hasn't released the pink. Had to play for the black this time,
32.
and not quite hit it hard enough. Well, if this was touching the cushion, maybe you could attempt it, but it's not worth the risk, surely. Especially with the red hanging over the left corner. He's tempted. Not quite touching the cushion, but this is possible. Well, should he or shouldn't he? He hasn't made his mind up yet.
Well, he's got the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other, both giving him advice.
I like that one. decided to play safe.
32.
But is this red cuttable? Had he drawn that cue ball back 3 or 4 inches, it wouldn't have been. But I think this is cuttable into the left corner. Well, he doesn't. And he's right behind the shot, so he would know. And, well, it's finished up well, but he didn't play the cue ball there. A little bit of luck, good luck again for Chuang. Played that cue ball dead on the cushion. Doesn't look hard enough. In fact, it looks like he's left it.
Foul and a miss.
He has. That won't be going back.
Foul.
Oh, he's called a foul on himself.
Didn't look like a push shot to me. But again, he's right behind the shot. He's got the feel of the shot. And you've got to admire the sportsmanship.
Well, of course, he uniquely would have felt it.
Yes, he will have felt it.
But yes, I mean, how sporting, you know, he's 3-1 down. It's only first to 4. Mark Williams was 30-odd in front when this happened.
Let's have another look. Well, again, didn't see anything, but like David said, you can feel the shot.
One.
Slowing it down. Well, maybe. But what a great sportsman. And what great sportsmen they all are, really. It was only a couple of weeks ago that Ricky Walden, in the final frame, admitted to a foul that left him needing snookers in the final frame. Got to be very proud of our sport. Meanwhile, Mark Williams the wrong side of the black. The blue just a little bit tough to take on. If he tries to force the black in, he could be cannoning into the blue or the green.
Eight. Mark Williams 8.
So he leads by 40. He leads by 3 frames to 1.
Well, this better go behind the green. And again, he's been very fortunate if Mark Williams can't see these reds. And this is trouble for Mark Williams. He's only 40 points in front, so he's got to be careful. There's nothing safe and not easy to get safe. He could try and land up to the red behind the black spot, but I'm not sure if he's got the angle just to hit just before the middle pocket.
Foul. Miss. No trunk.
Well, I've got a feeling. Well, will it be going back? He's left the long red on. Yep, it's going back.
It was within the D.
Well, that's a possibility he could play. Just land up to that red behind the black spot.
He's going to play it again, I think, with the old hit and hope.
Okay, they're off. And this doesn't look too bad. Look at where the white's finished it. And that little bit of side on the cue ball has covered the red over the right corner. Well, he deserved some, didn't he? His opponent had two big swings earlier on in the match. Have another look at this. And watch the side on the cue ball when it finishes. Well, we never got to see it, but well, there's all sorts happening here. Where's that red going to finish?
Not too much finesse in the last two shots, but that one from Chuang could now be his last.
Well, I'm just not sure what he played there. He's probably seen Mark Williams have a big bang and thought, well, I'm going to have a bit of that. And, well, it could be his last shot, as David said. It should be.
One.
Yes, good chance to wrap up what would be a good win, I think. We've seen some encouraging signs from Mark Williams this afternoon. Of course, it's going to be about continuing in this vein through the tournament, because in theory every match gets tougher the further you go in a big event.
7.
Pot success 92%, that's pretty good. It was a hit and hope that I think was the start of his problems, really. That Mark Selby in that Shanghai Masters final 18 months ago, when he played the hit and hope out of a snooker. Meanwhile, this has gone slightly wrong.
Yeah, 50 points in front. He only needed a colour and one more red. Pushing the brown safe.
Mark Williams 14.
He's annoyed. He wanted to kill it off there and then. Leads by 50, with 59 on.
Well, again, that was a little fortunate for Chuang, bringing that red up the table.
Just to flesh out what I was saying, that final in Shanghai, he was 9-7 up. Mark Selby was snookered. He had a hit and hope, very similar to the shot Mark Williams played, and there was a long argument about whether he hit the red or the pink. And anyway, it did Mark Williams in. He lost 10-9, and since then he's not quite been the same.
Yes, I remember that. And I think it started off with Mark Williams trying to be fair, saying, I think he hit the red, and then on replay it looked like he hit the pink, and it went on like that for a while. Then, as you say, he lost his concentration and maybe lost a little bit of confidence because he fully expected to win that match and tournament.
Yes, it was his temperament that went, which is very unusual for Mark. He's usually pretty even-tempered, but he admitted it himself. I spoke to him actually when he got back from that, and he admitted he'd kind of gone. It's the sort of sport that can do that to you.
Could have done without the kiss. but it was a good safety. Oh, that was very close, but he's left this red on. Mark Williams just needs the red in any colour.
One.
It was a good pot, but he's left himself as hard as could be to get the colour. The blue is all he needs. It couldn't have been any harder.
Mark Williams 1.
So this game and match not over yet.
51 in it, 51 on. He's going to need blacks with the 3 reds, all the colours to tie. Well, 1 red should suffice here.
One.
There it is. Three
Mark Williams
snookers.
1. Frame and match.
Well, in fact, he's going to concede. He was in trouble coming to the table. Well, I think overall Mark Williams will be pretty happy with how he played this afternoon. Breaks of 66, 54 and 72. At times he looked very good. The main thing is he's through to the last 32 of the Welsh Open. The twice former winner has beaten